Hi children, I'm here with one more interesting topic, that is respiration. Before going to study about what is meant by respiration, so we will recollect what we have studied in the nutrition chapter, children. So in the nutrition chapter, we have studied that complex food materials, children, so they are converted into simple food materials, children, isn't it? So here they are converted into simple by the action of digestive enzymes, isn't it? That's what we have studied in the nutrition chapter. The main theme of the nutrition chapter is just converting the complex substances into a simple substances. So these complex materials, due to the action of digestive enzymes in the digestive tract, children, they convert into simple substances, and these simple substances are transported to each and every cell in the body, children. Got it? And so by reaching the simple substances to the cell, do we get energy, children? No. So when these digested food particles, that is simple substances such as like glucose, children, so these are the digested food particles, isn't it? So when these simple substances such as like glucose, so when it combines with what, children? Oxygen. When it is burned in the presence of what? Oxygen, what happens is energy is produced outside, isn't it? Energy is produced, and not only energy, carbon dioxide as well as water is also produced, children. And this energy, it is useful to carry out biological activities in the body, biological processes. It helps to carry out biological process in the body, and this carbon dioxide, it has to expel outside from the body. Got it? So here this process of energy producing by breaking of this glucose molecule into what, children? Carbon dioxide and water molecule is called as what? Respiration, isn't it? So by simply converting the complex substances into simple substances, we don't get energy. We have studied in the nutrition chapter. So when we get energy is when that simple substances, when it combines with an oxygen, when they are oxidized, children, so we get energy. Energy is released, along with the energy, carbon dioxide as well as water is formed, and this energy, it is useful to carry out the biological activities in our body. And carbon dioxide, as it is very harmful to the body, it has to be expelled outside, and water is also formed, children, isn't it? So this is called as what, children? Respiration. So if you want to define this respiration process, children, or respiration, so how can we define this one? How can we define this respiration process? So respiration is the process. Respiration is a process of what? Energy is energy producing process. Respiration is energy producing process. How? By splitting, isn't it? By splitting glucose molecule into carbon dioxide and water. So this is what, children? Respiration. That's why we call respiration is an energy producing process. So how do we get energy? So respiration is energy producing process by splitting the glucose molecule into carbon dioxide and water, isn't it? So this is called as what? Respiration. Okay, so from which language this respiration is originated? So actually this respiration word was originated from a Latin word, children. It was a Latin word respire. What is the meaning of this respire? Respire means to breathe. respire means to breathe. So we have seen that what is meant by respiration, children. Respiration comes from a Latin word respire. The meaning of this respire is to breathe. So in the earlier, now we are able to know that what is the process of what respiration, what is meant by respiration, and what are the gases involved in the process of respiration, and what are the gases which are formed after the respiration process, and what happens in the cell. These all things we know very well now, isn't it? Because in the advancement of technology, so we are able to know what is happening inside the body in the process of respiration. But in 14th century, children, the people were not knowing about these all things, about the gases which we are taking, and about the gases which are releasing outside. Just they believe that respiration is just only to breathe, to take the air. And so this was in the 14th century. In the 14th century, children, the people used to believe that taking air, that is breathing, respiration is nothing but just breathing the air. And just by taking in of air, that will produce what, children? Maintain the body. Just they used to believe that respiration is just taking the air inside, and that is to maintain body temperature. They used to believe that just we take air just to maintain the body temperature. They were not knowing about the oxygen gas. They were not knowing about the carbon dioxide gas during that time. But in the 18th century, children, two important scientists have worked out continuously with their experiments to prove that exchange of what, children? Gases which are involved in the process of respiration process. So who are they? They're mainly Priestley and Lavoisier. Isn't it? So these two are the main important scientists, children, so who had did extensive work and carried out several experiments in order to know what are the gases exchanged in the process of respiration. So mainly Lavoisier, children, so he conducted few experiments, children. Out of that, one of the important experiment what he conducted is, children, so first thing, that is a bell jar experiment. So he took a trough, and in that trough he poured a water in that trough, and he took a bell jar. He took a bell jar in that, children, in that trough, and placing some charcoal inside this bell jar, he started burning this one charcoal. So what did he do? So what did he do is he burned some of the charcoal inside the bell jar. And what did he notice? He noticed that some gas is produced due to the burning of this charcoal. So he don't know what is this gas actually. So he called it as a fixed gas or fixed air, or we call it as fixed gas also, children. Actually, what is this gas? When you burn the charcoal, so what happens, children? Carbon dioxide gas is produced. That we know already. We know from our previous classes what we have studied. But here at that time, they don't know that the released gas by the burning of this charcoal is fixed gas. That is carbon dioxide, isn't it, children? So they called it as a carbon dioxide only. With the same setup, so this time he took in the place of charcoal, he burned phosphorus. So what did he notice? Let us see. The same setup, children. So he took a trough, and inside the trough, he poured a water inside that one, children, and he took a bell jar. This is a bell jar, and he burned some what, children? Phosphorus. He burned some phosphorus, children. So what did he observe? He also observed certain what, children? Gas comes outside. And also the second thing, what did he observe is the gas which is produced due to the burning of this phosphorus is not the same gas which is produced due to the burning of this charcoal, isn't it? So his first observation is this one, isn't it? So what is that observation? So whatever the gas which is formed, whatever the air which is formed due to the burning of charcoal is not similar gas which is produced due to the burning of this phosphorus. And second thing what did he notice is he observed that, so because he observed that, children, there is certain other gas which is used for the burning of this phosphorus. He don't know whether it is, we all know that it is only what, children? Oxygen. So oxygen is useful for burning, but during those days, children, they were not knowing that about this oxygen gas. So that's why what did he observe with this, what, children, experiment is, he observed that there is some other gas which is responsible for burning, he observed. And another thing also he observed is there is some gas is required, but it is not the water vapor. So this is the two important, what, children, conclusions he had drawn from this, what, experiment. So what did he concluded that he said, children? The first thing he observed by doing this experiment is, so he observed that by burning of this, what, charcoal, so we get a gas called as fixed gas. He called it as what, children? Fixed gas. And this gas, when it is sent to the water, lime water, so that lime water have turned into a milky, isn't it? So the only carbon dioxide gas is only having this tendency, children, of turning the lime water into milky, isn't it? So but those days they did not name this gas as a carbon dioxide, so just they used to call it as a fixed gas. Got the point? And this fixed gas, when it is sent into the what, lime water, so this lime water have turned into milky, so he called this fixed gas as a chalky acid gas. This was the first what, discovery by this Lavoisier, children. Okay, and the second conclusion what he brought from this experiment is, the second is, by burning the phosphorus, by burning this phosphorus, children, what did he observe is the gas which is produced due to this phosphorus is not the same gas which is produced by the burning of charcoal. This is also the second one. And the third one is, so there is some gas is used up for burning. This is the second important conclusion discovered by this Lavoisier. So he observed that there is something gas is responsible for burning. It is useful for burning. Actually, what is the gas which is responsible for the burning? It is oxygen. But at those days, they were not knowing about that oxygen. They have not named it as what, oxygen. Okay, and gas is responsible for the burning, and that gas is not water vapor. That is also he noticed, children. Okay, so these are what, children, experiments have conducted by this Lavoisier. So he wanted to find out what is this gas responsible for this burning. Got it? He did several experiments in order to find out the gas which is responsible for this burning, children. So he noticed that the gas which is produced outside after the burning is a fixed gas, that is a chalky acid gas, children. But he did not get any conclusion that what is the gas responsible for the burning. So he noticed that it is not the water vapor, but he don't know what is that gas. So he did several experiments, children, and he talked about vitiated air. What is this vitiated air? What is this vitiated air means? The air in which respirable air is what, children, consumed, and the remaining part of the air where respirable air is absent. That is called as what, children? Vitiated air. I will repeat it again, isn't it? So vitiated air means what, children, here? Vitiated means we all know that air is a mixture of gases. It is what, children? Mixture of gases. in this gases there is some other gas is also there which is used for the burning, isn't it? So after consuming this what air, after using up this what children, a gas which is responsible for burning, the remaining air will be there, no? The gas without the what children, the gas which is respirable is not there, that he call it as a vitiated air. So here air, vitiated air is nothing but what? The gas without the respirable air is called as vitiated air. Respirable air means what here? That means the gas which is responsible for the burning. In very simple to understand this one is, so the air which does not contain oxygen. The rest other all the gases are present, but only oxygen is absent. Why it is absent? Because it is used for the burning. So he is calling it as a respirable part of the air, children, isn't it? At those days you have to remember that. So now we are saying directly for your better understanding sake, I am saying simply that vitiated air is the air in which oxygen is absent. Rest that all the gases are present, I am saying. But in those days, children, they were not knowing about this gas oxygen. They have not even coined this what? Gas oxygen. Okay. So here the vitiated air is what, children? The air which oxygen is absent, isn't it? So what did he noticed in this vitiated air is 1/6 part of this vitiated air consists of what? Fixed gas. Consist of what? Fixed gas, children, isn't it? So he understood that. So in this vitiated air, so most of this gas present in this one is what, children? I mean 1/6 of this vitiated air consists of what? Fixed gas. In order to convert this vitiated air into a normal air, what we have to do? What we can do? So we have to remove the fixed gas or fixed air from this what, children? Vitiated air. Got it? And add the air which is used for the burning. So when we add these two, then what happens, children? We can get this vitiated air into a normal air. So what we can do it, what we can write it here, children? We can write it that removal of carbon dioxide. I'm still saying, once again telling that at those days they were not known about this carbon dioxide. For your better understanding sake, I'm writing here. So this carbon dioxide and addition of oxygen, isn't it? Addition of oxygen into this what, children? Vitiated air, and removal of this fixed gas, children. So this is what? Fixed gas. So fixed gas, we can get the normal air, children. So by this kind of experiments, by this kind of what, children, work carried out by this Lavoisier have given a basic information that in the process of respiration. So by these experiments we understood that, children, that the basic information we have got it, the gas which we are taking in and the gas which we are expelling outside, children. Okay, so further, so we have come to know that, so we are taking an air, and that air is used for what, children? Burning this glucose molecule in order to release the energy and also form the carbon dioxide as well as water, children. So this occurs completely in the cell, and this releasing of this energy we are calling it as respiration process. So this is occurring in the cell, so we call it as cellular respiration. We will study about this one in the next classes, children. In the next videos we will study, and we will study that how air enters into the reaches to the cell, and after reaching to the cell, how it will how it will splits or how it will breaks this glucose molecule to release energy and carbon dioxide. So we will study about these all things in the next classes, children. So upcoming videos will be very interesting, children. Okay, I hope you have understood about these all things, children. So in today's video, so we have studied the definition of this respiration, children, and discovery of gases, children. Discovery of gases and respiration, isn't it? So this we have studied. Let us in glance see what we have studied today, children. So today we have studied about respiration. Respiration is energy producing process by which splitting of glucose into carbon dioxide as well as water. So splitting means what, children? Here breaking. We can also write a breaking of glucose, splitting of glucose into carbon dioxide as well as water. That's why we call respiration as energy producing process. Got it? And how did we discover that oxygen is required to break down the glucose? So there are several scientists have worked on it. So main important scientist is Priestley as well as Lavoisier. Lavoisier conducted several experiments like Bell-jar experiments by burning the charcoal as well as phosphorus. He observed that by burning the charcoal, a fixed gas is produced, and phosphorus, the gas which is produced by the burning of phosphorus is not the same gas which is produced by the burning of charcoal. That he noticed, and he noticed that there is some other gas is consumed for the burning of phosphorus. So based on that thing, so he conducted several experiments, and from that experiments, so he told about the vitiated air, children. That vitiated air, 1/6 of this vitiated air consists of fixed gas. This is nothing but carbon dioxide. In order to get this normal air, children, so we have to remove the fixed gas, that is carbon dioxide, and add the gas which is used for combustion, that is what? Oxygen. Okay, so this is the main basic level. Basic level means what? Basic thing from advanced of this respiration process, the things which are involved in the respiration process have been started, children. Okay, so this is all about what, children? Introduction of this respiration, definition of respiration, and discovery of gases and respiration we have studied in this video, children. Okay, I hope you have understood this one. So if you really enjoyed this class, children, so please subscribe to this channel and please share it to your friends, children. That's all for today. Thank you very much.